The bridge is back. She's alive?
I brought her back to Port Charles.
Jason promised me he wasn't gonna say anything.
If you find out something about one of my kids, you have to tell me.
From Willow's latest stunt to Jason finding his mother dead, here's a recap and all the spoilers from the General Hospital September 17th episode. Spoilers for what happens on General Hospital today on September 17th, 2025. Dante questions Chase's theory about Drew. Dante returns from a run and meets Chase in the Quartermain kitchen. Chase suggests that Drew wanted Willow for himself, which could explain why he got rid of her children through bribery and why Judge Heron was targeted. Dante isn't convinced, but admits that if Drew's bribe came to light, Michael and Willow might also have had motives. Willow confronts and threatens Michael. Willow shows up at the Quartermain mansion with Scout. After Wiley and Scout leave for the first day of school ritual, Tracy blasts her for using Monica's family tradition as an excuse to intrude. Willow fires back, reminding Michael that a new judge could give her a better chance in court. When Michael refuses to back down, Willow warns that once Drew accuses him of the shooting, she will make sure he never sees their children again. Carly and Britt squabble. At Bobby's, Carly urges Jason to protect Michael, and he asks her in return to get the truth about Drew's shooting. Their conversation is interrupted when Britt appears in only a towel, complaining about being locked out of Jason's room. Britt mocks Carly's so-called unbreakable bond with Jason. Jason leaves to handle Quartermain business, leaving Carly and Britt in an icy standoff. Kai realizes his mistake. At the cafe, Kai meets Trina and admits he left crucial evidence behind during Drew's attack. It was a bat with his fingerprints on it. Chase debates telling Willow the truth. Back in the Quartermain kitchen, Chase paces as Brooklyn vents about Willow's latest stunt. He reveals he holds evidence that could break Willow's ties to Drew, but sharing it would violate his oath. Brooklyn tells him that revealing the truth could cost him his badge, but she will be with him whatever he decides. Later, he finds Willow snooping at the back of the house. When confronted, she makes an excuse. Jason learns Monica has died. Tracy confesses to Jason that she saw Michael the night Drew was shot, but insists they must protect him. As the two argue over how to handle Monica, Jason goes to break the news of Drew's shooting. When he returns to Tracy, he tells her Monica is dead. Epiphany was more than a colleague. She was a constant. She was a truth-teller who held him accountable, a caregiver who patched him up without judgment, and a fierce friend who stood by him and Sonny through countless crises. Jason's grief is all-consuming because it is intertwined with a deep, unshakable guilt. He was on the phone with her when she died, helpless to save her as she sacrificed herself to save others. This grief is his entire focus, and as the spoilers note, he will share it. Sharing with Britt, this is the most complex and pivotal sharing. As he opens up to Britt about his pain, he is allowing her to see the most vulnerable, broken part of himself. This shared vulnerability could become the foundation of a real, deep relationship, transforming it from a promising flirtation into an unbreakable bond. However, it's a double-edged sword. His grief is for another woman, and navigating that requires a sensitivity Jason isn't known for. He must share without comparing, mourn without making Britt feel like a consolation prize. Sharing with Sonny. The bond between Jason and Sonny is forged in shared trauma. They will undoubtedly lean on each other, remembering the formidable force Epiphany was. This shared grief will strengthen their brotherhood, reminding them of what's truly important beyond the business of the streets. Sharing with the hospital staff. We will see a different side of Jason as he perhaps attends a memorial or speaks with Elizabeth, Lucas, and others at GH. His quiet presence and shared sorrow will humanize him to the staff in a new way, cementing Epiphany's legacy as a unifying figure even in death. The convergence. How it all shakes Port Charles. These three storylines are not happening in a vacuum. They are threads in the same tapestry, and their convergence will create a narrative earthquake. Jason's grief versus Britt's pride. Jason's need to process his grief publicly, perhaps by supporting Epiphany's son, Stan, or advocating for a memorial at GH, will directly clash with Britt's journey. If she is vying for chief of staff, Will she support his very public mourning of her professional rival, or will her old insecurities cause her to backslide? Her ability to fully swallow her pride will be tested in real time by Jason's actions. Furthermore, if Jason becomes overly involved in helping Chloe, a fellow nurse and protege of Epiphany's, will Britt misinterpret his intentions, seeing ghosts of his past with other vulnerable women? Molly's secret and the hospital. The explosion of Molly's secret will rock General Hospital. TJ, a brilliant young surgeon, will be emotionally compromised. This affects patient care, staff dynamics, and the overall stability of the hospital administration, who will step in to manage the fallout. This could directly impact the power struggle for Chief of Staff. If Britt handles the situation with the newfound grace and leadership she's striving for, it could cement her candidacy. If she reverts to her old, cynical ways, it could ruin her chances. A community divided. The revelation of TJ's baby will send shockwaves through the entire town, affecting families from the Quartermains to the Ashfords. This kind of personal, emotional drama is the lifeblood of Port Charles. It will be the talk of the Metro Court, fuel for Scott Baldwin's scheming, and a topic of concern for Laura Collins's mayoral office. It reminds everyone that no family is immune to scandal. The new normal. In the aftermath, Port Charles will be changed. We will likely see a new, more mature Britt Westbourne, either having secured her place both professionally and romantically, or having learned a painful lesson about the cost of arrogance. A shattered but rebuilding Molly and TJ. Their relationship will be forever altered. This story may see them ultimately co-parenting with Chloe in a complex, modern family arrangement, but the path to get there will be fraught with pain. A transformed Jason Morgan. Having fully processed this grief with the support of Britt and Sunny, Jason may emerge with a new perspective on life, love, and legacy, potentially choosing a path away from the violence that has defined him for so long. In conclusion, the spoilers point to a week where the characters' deepest vulnerabilities are exposed. Britt's pride, Molly's fear, and Jason's sorrow are the ingredients for a powerful drama that will test their core identities. The shaking of Port Charles won't be from a literal earthquake, but from the emotional tremors of these raw, human struggles. The fallout will redefine relationships, create unexpected alliances, and prove once again that in this town, the only constant is change and the unwavering hope for redemption. Monica Quartermain's death on General Hospital has left fans reeling, and while the show's characters are deep in grief, viewers have already jumped ahead to the next big question. Who inherits the Quartermain estate? Will it be Michael, Jason, or Tracy? Here's a breakdown. General Hospital fans debate who gets everything from Monica. In the September 17th episode, after a touching moment where Wiley and Scout sought out their grandma Monica for her traditional first day of school,